Namaste. Well, I'm finally back home, and it is chilly here. Not as cold as where I was, but still, when it's in the 30s and 40s, that's very, very cold for here, and we have wind going, so it is chilly. Of course, I'm not going to complain. It's like 4 degrees in New York and wind factor up to 60 miles per hour. I'm like, oh Lord. So I'm glad I didn't have to drive through there. Thank goodness. Was fortunate I didn't have to drive through New York. I went the southern route. So anyway, this evening I thought I would talk just a few minutes about Turiya and Turiyatitta. Okay. Turiya, people can get to Turiya, not too difficult on this path. Turiya is, if you go through first, you have you go through God realization, where you see, again, God, you have that connection and that bliss, that heart opening, okay, and everything appears to be part and parcel of God. Whether it's Shiva or it's Krishna or it's Kali, whichever aspect you are focused on, it appears that that aspect is within you, and it's within all of creation, dancing, doing its dance, doing its play of God. Okay, so that is God realization. Okay, we go on to Turiya. Now, Turiya is when, and people mistake Turiya and think it's enlightenment. It's not. Turiya is the aspect of when one is in witness state. Okay, the mind may be slowing down at this point. Okay, and one thinks that when they are in that state that there is no watcher. They're seeing but no seer. But there still is seer there because the mind is still in play. Okay, this is called Turiya. This is the witness state. Okay, it feels like you're backed out. You can do an action and comment on it at the same time. So you're a bit divorced from it. So this is the time when you start to be able to really get engaged in neti, not this, to see the actions, how they come and go, the emotions, how they go, the thoughts, how they come and go. And you can really start to see it for what it is, minus coverings. Okay, so that is Turiya state, or witness state. Again, in that state, it feels like there is an expansion that takes place. One is seeing, but it feels like there is a buffer zone, that there is no seer. But there most certainly still is persona in place. Okay. Turiyatitta. They say that is the fifth. That's beyond mind. Okay. Again, Turiyatitta is what we call self-realization. It's when one has gone into realization, blown out, nibbana, nirvana. Okay. Turiyatitta, the mind stills, and the mind does not again engage. Okay. From that point, the mind is stilled, and one has entered into that still point, 0 point balance, is para Brahman, however you want to say it. It's that point which is always still, okay, that runs like a thread through all of existence, okay. So at that point, one has entered that stillness, remains in that stillness. The idea of persona, personal story, implodes. Okay, so it's much greater depth than witness state. Okay. Again, so in this, when everything falls away, the mind does not again re-engage. Okay, this is Turiyatitta, that absolute still point. Okay, that which is prior to the expansion of divisitory realm. Now, make no mistake, it's like the yantra. You see the yantra, you have the bindu. Would be inside of the bindu, that still point, which makes everything possible. When it starts to expand, that first expansion is I am. Okay, the first expansion is I am. From I am, then the world comes into view. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this very quickly here. If you wanted to know more on Turiyatitta, you could look it up under Ramana, what Ramana has to say on Turiyatitta. You could also look it up to see what other modalities say about it, what they say about it in Kashmiri Shaivism, or, the other paths, Vedantists, etc. Okay. But in this path, Vajra Nirvana Marg, we are very much more closely related to Ramana, although the one that I've been reading, and I'll see if maybe I can continue some more of that tonight, the Bhairav Vigyan Tantra, Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, which is one of the agamas and is used by the Kashmiri Shaivites. Some of the pointers there are quite in alignment with what's given here. Some of them are not. So when we go through, I'll explain which ones we would use here, which would be beneficial, and which ones we don't use. So I will close this out here. Hope that's helped to answer some of your questions. Namaste. Have a great day. Bye. And any of my things that I speak on, you can always check it against Ramana or Nisargadatta. You should find that when I'm speaking and teaching here, it should be in alignment with what they would be saying as well, because the cognition is one. There's only one reality in realization. Okay. So thank you. Have a great day. Namaste. Bye, everyone.